and welcome to the 16th and final show. We've been having fun waiting for you. The 16th and final show of OCPL presents Shakespeare on Stage. And we have a very exciting lineup for you. We will have a trivia game at the end where the two teams will be competing against each other for tokens to Gannon's Isle, which is one of Syracuse Shakespeare-In-The-Park's sponsors. And so that should be a lot of fun at the end of the show. And we have many things before that. So let's start with my announcements. For Syracuse Shakespeare-In-The-Park, I have a very noisy announcement going on here. I don't know what's happening. So we still don't know what our upcoming show is going to be, only because we don't know if SU will ever let us into the building. We are still in limbo. I think that would be a good term for it, and waiting to see if we can get back in for rehearsal and performance. And if we can, we will be doing Scrooge Meets Shakespeare's Ghosts in December, the 11th through the 13th. And it's a fundraiser for our SSITP fund that will someday help us buy a theater or a house that can be converted into a theater, so that we'll have our own home and we won't have to worry about somebody else letting us into the building. So that's where we are on that. And then our next show after that, and again, we're dependent on SU for it because it's in an SU-controlled space, the Community Black Box Theater, will be I Hate Hamlet, and that will be in April of 2021. And we all know that everything's going to be finished, done, everyone's going to be vaccinated, and I just found out today...
It'll be a miracle.
Yes, it will be a miracle. I found out today that men of a certain age, and I am of that certain age, but men in particular may need multiple vaccine shots where women will not, because they have natural immunity, because their body fights off infections when they're pregnant or when they first have a child, and we don't do that, so we're in bad shape. So let's hope that they solve that one, but it'll probably be that I need 3 shots when the ladies here will only need 1. So
we always need 3 shots, Ronnie.
Good one, Simon. Good one. Good one.
Ronnie, can you cite your source for that? I just if anyone's curious about.
It's New York. It's New York Times. It was today. It was an article today. They have a coronavirus briefing every day, and it's from the coronavirus briefing.
Cool.
And it was quite interesting. And this has been coming on for a while. They've been thinking, oh yes, we may need to do this. And they're now, all the studies that they're doing, they're asking them to divide them men and women as well as racially, so that they know if there are any anomalies by race, that they will know that as well when it comes to doing the vaccine. So yes, I did learn that today. And I want to thank OCPL and certainly Cara for all the work that she's done over these 16 weeks, and Christian Zabriskie and the board of OCPL for helping us put this together. It was really a lot of fun to do, a lot of work, but a lot of fun. And all of the episodes of this show are available on our YouTube page up until today's show, which will be available tomorrow or the next day. So that's it for me. I'm a little over my time, but I had wonderful things to say. So now I'm going to throw it over to Cara and let her tell you all about OCPL.
Thank you, Ronnie. I also have my thank yous to make. I really want to thank all of the actors who have just made the commitment and dedicated their time to this. Like, this was not an easy commitment. We did a lot of shows, and I'm just really thankful that we had such a core group that really supported us through this. I want to thank Ronnie for just all the time and effort you've put into this. Like, this was not easy for you because you were just juggling all these things, and it's just so great how you are using Syracuse Shakespeare-In-The-Park to engage with the community and help children, you know, put on accessible free performances. So I just think that's awesome. So
Thank you.
You know, thank you for that. And as far as library news goes, September is library card sign up month. So if you know someone who does not have a library card, or you do not have a library card yourself, you can sign up for one online at our website. So that's onlib.org, and you spell that onlib.org. You can sign up for a digital card, and it is a temporary card as long as libraries are closed. So once libraries do reopen, we just ask that you come in and you convert the card into a permanent card. But the digital card, the sign up takes like a minute, and then you have access to all of our resources. So that's all of our ebook providers. If you sign up at the city libraries, you get access to Hoopla, and Hoopla is like the best thing ever because it's like Netflix, but it's free. So you get all of that instantly, and you can do physical checkout. So you can get the digital library card, and you can still use that digital card to call ahead or order books and movies online for pickup at your local library. So you just get so much with the library card, and I just encourage everyone to spread the word and help people get signed up. So thank you.
Thank you, Cara. I have a quick question. Do you have any inkling as to when the libraries will be open?
I don't know. That's going to come from the county executive. So I would definitely suggest that if you don't already, you should watch his, I think it's bi-weekly press briefings, or it's twice a week. He does the briefings. So he usually does his major announcements there, but that would come from the county executive. So keep an eye out.
Okay, well, we're looking for that for the libraries and for indoor theater, because that's not approved yet either. So we have two things not approved, but we're doing it anyway. So that's what's good. So thank you, Cara. Let's move on to our dramatic pieces. We're going to start off with Mr. Tony Brown, and he is going to be doing sonnet number 23 as an unperfect actor on the stage. Tony, you're on.
As an imperfect actor on the stage, who with his fears is put beside his parts, or some fierce thing repletes with too much rage, whose strengths abundant weakens his own heart. So I, for fear of trust, forgot to say the perfect ceremony of love's right, and in my own love's strength seems to decay, or charged with burdens of mine own love's might. Oh, let my books be then the eloquent and dumb passenger of my speaking priest, who pleads for love and looks for recompense, more than that tongue that more hath more expressed. Oh, learn to read with silence love with grit, to hear with eyes belong to love's fine wit.
Woo! Thank you, Tony Brown, for kicking us off. I don't know where the camera is anymore. All right, I got to move it over a little bit here. I'm getting very confused. All right, so our next piece is by Childress. She's doing the characters Imogen from Cymbeline, Act 3, Scene 4. I'm calling this piece To Do Thy Master's Bidding. And you are on.
Why? I must die. And if I do not by thy hand, thou art no servant of thy master's. Against self-slaughter there is a prohibition so divine that cravens my weak hand. Come, here's my heart. Something's afore it, soft, soft, will no defense. Obedient as the scabbard. What is here? The scriptures of the loyal Leonidas, all turned to heresy? Away, away, corrupters of my faith. You shall no more be stomachers to my heart. Thus may poor fools believe false teachers, though those that are betrayed do feel treason sharply. Yet the traitor stands in worst case of woe. And thou, Posthumus, thou that didst set up my disobedience against the king my father, and make me put into contempt the suits of princely fellows, shall hereafter find It is no common passage, but a strain of rareness, and I grieve myself to think, when thou shalt be disedged of her that now thou tirest on, how thy memory will then be panged by me. Prithee, dispatch. The lamb entreats the butcher. Where's thy knife? Thou art too slow to do thy master's bidding when I desire it too.
Thank you, Anne. Woohoo! All right, now I have a little arranging to do here first. I'm going to be singing a sonnet from Shakespeare, and am I on the wrong side? Yeah, I don't know which side I'm on. This time I have to remember, it doesn't matter which side I'm on, right? Okay, so this time I have to remember to introduce my friend and guitarist, Peter Allen, who accompanied me the last time I did one of these, and I forgot to introduce him, so I apologize for that, and let's give him some finger snaps for his guitar playing. You all know Peter Allen. Woohoo! Okay, so this one is sonnet number 12, and it's called When I Do Count the Clock. When I do count the clock that tells the time, and see the brave day sunk in hideous night, when I behold the violet past prime, and sable curls all silvered all with white, when lofty trees I see barren of leaves, which as from heat did canopy the hill, and summer's green all girded up in sheaves, borne on the bier with wide and bristly beard. Then of thy beauty do I question make, that thou among the wastes of time must go, since sweets and beauties do themselves forsake, and die as fast as they see others grow. Yet nothing 'gainst time's side can make defense, save breed to brave him when he takes the hand.
Well done, Ronnie. Well done, Peter.
Indeed. Yes,
Thank
indeed.
you.
And now we move on to the big scene of the show, which is from Twelfth Night, the entire scene, Act 2, Scene 5. We have Simon Moody as Malvolio. We have, do I have the right things here? Hold on one second. Let me check this out. Oh, there we go. Tony Brown as Sir Toby Belch, Maggie Ariati as Sir Andrew Aguecheek, Jacob Garofalo as Fabian, and Ann Childress as Maria. Take it away, Toby Belch.
Come thy way, Senior Fabian.
Nay, I'll come. If I lose the scruple of this sport, let me be boiled to death with melancholy.
Oh, wouldst thou not be glad to have the niggardly, rascally, sheep-bitten come by some notable shame?
I would exult, man. You know, he brought me out of favor with my lady about a bear baiting here.
Oh, to anger him, we'll have this bear again, and we will fool him black and blue. Shall we not, Sir Andrew?
And we do not. It is the pity of our lives.
Oh. Here comes the little villain. Oh, how now, my metal of India?
Get ye, all three, into the box tree. Malvolio's coming down this walk. He has been yonder in the sun practicing his behavior to his own shadow this half hour. Observe him, for the love of mockery, for I know this letter will make a contemplative idiot of him. Close, in the name of jesting, lie thou there, for here comes the trout that must be caught with tickling.
'Tis but fortune. All is fortune. Maria once told me she did affect me, and I have heard herself come thus near that should she fancy, it should be one of my complexion. And besides, she uses me with a more exalted respect than one else that follows her. What should I think on it?
Oh, here's an ode for a weeping rogue.
Oh, peace. Contemplation makes a rare turkey cock of him. How he jets under his advanced plumes.
Oh, slag, I could so beat the rogue. Peace, I say.
To be Count Malvolio.
Oh, rogue.
Pistol him! Pistol him!
Oh, peace.
There is example for it. The lady of the Strachey married the yeoman of the wardrobe.
Fie on him, Jezebel.
Oh, peace. Now he's deeply in. Look how imagination blows him.
Having been 3 months married to her, sitting in my state,
Oh, for a thorn struck bow to hit him in the eye.
calling my officers about me in my branched velvet gown, having come from a daybed where I have left Olivia sleeping.
Oh, fire and brimstone.
Oh, peace. Peace.
And then to have the humor of state. And after a demure travel of regard, telling them I know my place as I would they should do theirs. For my kinsman Toby.
Oh, bolts and shackles.
Oh, peace. Peace. Peace now.
7 of my people, with an obedient start, make out for him. I roll the while, and perchance wind up to watch, or play with my some rich jewel. Toby approaches, curtsies there to me.
Oh, shall this fellow live?
Though our silence be drawn from us with cars, yet peace.
I extend my hand to him thus, quenching my familiar smile with an austere regard of control.
And does not Toby take you a blow on the lips then?
Saying, Cousin Toby, my fortunes having cast me on your niece, give me this prerogative of speech.
What?
You Canst thou hear me?
Yes. You must amend.
You must amend your drunkenness.
Oh, out scab.
Nay, patience, or we break the sinews of our plot.
Besides, you waste the treasure of your time with a foolish knight.
That's me, I warrant you.
One Sir Andrew.
You 'twas I, for many do call me fool.
And what employment have we here?
Now is the woodcock near the gin.
Oh, peace in the spirit of humor. intimate readings allowed to him?
By my life, this is my lady's hand. These be her very C's, her U's, and her T's. And thus makes she her great P's. It is, in contempt of question, her hand.
Her C's, her U's, and her T's? Why that?
To the unknown beloved, this and my good wishes. Her very phrases. By your leave, wax soft, and the impress sure her Lucretio, with which she uses to steal. Oh, 'tis my lady. To whom should this be?
This wins him, liver and all.
Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move. No man must know. No man must know. What follows? The numbers altered. No man must know. If this should be thee, Malvolio,
Oh, Mary, hang thee, block.
I may command where I adore, but silence like a Lucretian knife, with bloodless stroke my heart doth gore. M-O-A-I doth away my life.
A fustian riddle.
Oh, excellent, which I say.
M-O-A-I doth sway my life. Nay, but first, let me see.
What dish of poison has she dressed him?
And with what wing does Sentinel click at it?
I may command where I adore. Why, she may command me. I serve her. She is my lady. Why, this is evident to any formal capacity. There is no obstruction in this. In the end, what should that alphabetical position portend? Now, if I could make that resemble something in me, softly, M-O-A-I.
Oh, I make up that. He is not at a cold scent.
Sodder will cry upon it for all this, though it be as rank as a fox.
M. Malvolio. M. Well, that begins by name.
Did I not say he would work it out? The cur is excellent at faults.
M. But then there is no consonancy in the sequel that suffers under probation. A should follow, but O does.
And O shall end, I hope.
Aye, and I'll cudgel him and make him cry. Oh!
And then I comes behind.
Aye, and you had any eye behind you, you might see more detraction at your heels than fortunes before you.
M-O-A-I. This simulation is not as the former, and yet, to crush this a little, it would bow to me, for every one of these letters are in my name. No, soft. Here follows prose. If this fall into thy hand, revolve. In my stars I am above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Thy fates open their hands. Let thy blood and spirit embrace them, and to inure thyself to what thou art like to be, cast thy humble sloth, and appear fresh. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants. Let thy tongue tang arguments of stake. Put thyself into the trick of singularity. She thus advises thee that sighs for thee. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings and wished to see thee ever cross-gartered. I say, remember, go to, thou art made, thou desirest to be so. If not, let me see a steward still. The farewell, she that would alter services with thee, the unfortunate, unhappy. Daylight and champagne discovers not more. This is open. I will be proud. I will read politic authors. I will baffle Sir Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintance. I will point devise the very man. I do not now fool myself to let imagination jade me, for every reason excites to this, that my lady loves me. Now, she did commend my yellow stockings of late. She did praise my leg being cross-gartered, and in this she manifests herself to my love, and with a kind of injunction drives me to these very habits of her liking. I thank my stars, I am happy. Now, in yellow stockings and cross-gartered, even with the swiftness of putting on. Jove and my stars be praised. Oh, here is yet a postscript. Thou canst not choose but know who I am. If thou entertainest my love, let it appear in thy smiling. Thy smiles become thee well. Therefore, in my presence, still smile. Dear my sweet, I prithee. Jove, I thank thee. I will smile. I will do everything that thou wilt have of me.
Ha! I will not give my part of this sport for a pension of thousands to be paid from the Sophie.
Oh, I could marry this wench for this device.
So could I too.
Oh, and ask no other dowry. With her but such another jest.
Nor I neither.
Here comes my noble gull catcher.
Oh, wouldst thou set thy foot on my neck?
Or on mine, either?
Oh, shall I play my freedoms at trade trips and become thy bond slave?
I faith, or I either?
No, thou hast put him in such a dream that when the images of it leaves him, he must run mad.
Nay, but say true, does it work upon him?
Like aqua vitae with the midwife.
If you will then see the fruits of the sport, mark his first approach before my lady. He will come to her in yellow stockings, and 'tis a color she abhors, and cross-gartered, a fashion she detests. And he will smile upon her, which will now be so unsuitable for her to her disposition, being addicted to a melancholy as she is, that it cannot but turn him into a notable contempt. If you will see it, follow me.
Oh, to the gates of Tartar, thou most excellent devil of wit.
I'll make one too. Woo! What does Murphy's Law say?
Anything?
Whatever can go wrong will go wrong. Yeah, it only
At the worst possible time.
last show, okay? What can I tell you? All right. So now we're on to the final Shakespeare Trivia Challenge for OCPL Present Shakespeare on Stage. We have the Simon Moody team, which is going to be Tony, and Jacob. And my team is going to be me and Anne and Cara. All right. So, Simon, you have the first question. Every right answer is worth 25 points, and each member of the winning team gets 2 tokens, 2 Gannons for ice cream. Woohoo!
Excellent.
Go, Simon.
All right. The Boys from Syracuse is based on what Shakespearean play?
Okay, I know this. Are you
The
giving
boy
choices?
from Syracuse, based on what Shakespearean play? I try to keep it
know
topical.
this. No, I don't need choices. Do you have choices?
I do, but
Okay, well, let's
There
hear
you go.
choices because I don't see any of my team members jumping up and down yet. So go ahead, give them the choices, Simon.
all right. A, Twelfth Night. B, All's Well That Ends Well. C, The Comedy of Errors. Or D, As You Like It.
And
Oh goodness. What was B?
Oh, goodness.
Oh, he made it up.
I just made them up.
You made them up.
He made them up as he went.
And B was All's Well That Ends Well.
ooh, Jacob is on the ball.
The options were Twelfth Night, All's Well That Ends Well, Comedy of Errors, or As You Like It.
So
Jacob.
yeah, I think all's well that ends well.
Okay, and Cara?
That's what my intuition is telling me too. All's well that
Okay.
ends well.
I believe, I
Ronnie.
believe both of you are wrong. It's Comedy of Errors.
Yes, indeed. Correct. Ronnie has the correct.
25 points for my team. All right? Woohoo! All right.
You've got a
first
ringer.
question.
You got it. You guys have got a ringer.
Yeah, well, there are a couple of ringers on your team too there. Okay, so here we go. One of the consequences of periodic epidemics of plague in London was the closure of theaters. Very similar to what we have here.
Yep.
Right.
And I'm not going to read this whole, I want to get right to the question. The question is, when did the plague first rage in Elizabethan England that closed the theaters for 2 years? When did that first happen? It happened multiple times. When did it first happen? No choices, sorry.
Ronnie, I do have a question about your phrasing, though, because you said in Elizabethan England. So are we talking about within the constraints of Queen Elizabeth or just any time the plague struck?
I'm talking about during Shakespeare's life, when he was in London. When were the theaters first closed for 2 years? That's the question.
Okay.
There's only one
Get
answer.
him, Jacob. Get him, Jacob.
That's good. Clarification is fine. We're good. It's like a spelling bee.
1592.
Okay. Tony Brown says 1592. Simon?
That's not a bad guess, Tony. I was going to go a little earlier. I'm going to go like with 1587.
Okay. And Jacob?
I'm going to go with 1590. You know what? I'll double up with Tony because either we're right or wrong. I'm going to go 1592.
Okay. Well, I will give you each half credit, which will give you 25 points altogether because you only mentioned 1 year. And I said, what 2 years? And the 2 years were 1592 to 1594. June of 1592.
I told you don't come over this
that's
way,
a bit,
man.
that's a bit rough. That's a bit rough. Ronnie.
Sorry.
You got
Half
to think.
credit.
We
You
got
gotta
something.
Questions, Simon. You're on, buddy. You're on.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Shakespeare is the most translated of English writers. Who came second? Who is the second most translated English writer after William Shakespeare?
Oh, good question.
Dickens?
Wait, do we have choices?
No,
No.
you didn't give me choices.
He's playing cutthroat
Okay.
now.
Dickens?
Second
Charles
most. Second most. Okay, so answers Dickens. Cara, who do you say?
You guys asked this because I work at a library.
Close.
Go to Ronnie first and then come back to me.
Okay. Because I don't know this answer. This is going to be a guess. Are you saying of all? I'm going to do a Jacob clarification. Is this all writers or only playwrights?
All English writers.
All English writers.
The second most quoted after William Shakespeare.
Most quoted or most translated?
I
Or most
I know what it is.
Translated.
Most translated. Okay, Cara knows. Go,
I know
Cara.
it's J.R. Tolkien.
Oh.
Oh.
And, oh my goodness, she came up with a modern one. Oh, I'm gonna say most
translated.
There's so many it could be.
Told you this would be tough.
It is.
Yeah.
This is a tough one. I'm gonna go with Shelley.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Percy Bysshe Shelley.
I really appreciate Cara's answer because Tolkien is my most famous author, but the answer is in fact Agatha Christie.
What?
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
You got us on that one.
We need a
No
tiebreaker.
points for my team. Okay.
See,
now-
Cara, that's a smarter answer than I would have come up with because
I
the
would
only
never
thing
even
I could
thought
think of
of
was
her as
J.K.
British.
Rowling.
I would have
Oh,
said
that's a good
Sheridan.
one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, they made Harry Potter in Latin. That's got to be something.
Here we go.
I
Listen
would
up.
have said Sheridan.
Yeah, well, you would have been.
Tiebreaker?
Yes, yeah, leave me be.
Okay, here we go. What playwright, Shakespeare's contemporary playwright, called him an upstart crow? And for a bonus 25 points, if you can tell me why they called him an upstart crow, you get another 25. So this one's worth 50 points. No looking things up on the internet, people.
You want me to go first?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Christopher Marlowe.
Okay. And Tony, who do you say?
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson. And who do you say, Jacob?
I'm going to go with Kit Marlowe.
Wow, you know, those are three great answers and three of his contemporaries, and they're all wrong.
Huh.
All right.
Who was it?
Tell you who it. Well, I'm not going to tell you yet because why did they call him Upstart Crow?
Because he kills.
All three people would have said this after this person said it. But why did they call him Upstart Crow? All of those three that you mentioned would call him that after that was described by this person. But why?
Because of his pomposity in presenting plays to the Queen.
Okay.
That
Tony Brown?
deserved their role.
Tony Brown?
He killed Gertrude.
Okay. And Jacob?
Impregnating Anne Hathaway before wedlock.
All of those are wrong, but good try. I like all of those answers. The playwright's name is Michael Green. That's his name, Michael Green. And,
Never heard of him.
well, sorry, but he gave him the famous moniker Upstart Crow because he never went to university. He never studied writing. So he was considered outside of the realm of people who would be even capable of writing plays. So they all looked down on him because of that. And they also did it because he did many things, not just write. He was also an actor and, as you know, a manager of the theater. Okay, last question, Simon. It's all tied up at 25 each.
You know what? I've got a number of choices here.
Well, take the toughest one if you want to win.
All right. I like this one. What Shakespeare play was the basis of The Forbidden Planet?
The Tempest?
Jeez. It's going to be some oddball one. Forbidden Planet. I like Anne's answer.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, I like that answer, but I'm going to go with a different one just because it's Simon. So I'm thinking it's going to be something like Titus Andronicus.
I feel like I'm at a disadvantage because I don't have the robust knowledge of Shakespeare that all.
Well, I don't know this one at all. It's so total. But you already went with Tempest, so I think that
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Anne on
2
Tempest.
Tempest and 1 Titus. What's the answer?
You
Simon?
lost this for us, Simon.
I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, it's the Tempest.
Oh, that's 2! Woo! I'm not sorry. That's a
Anne!
hard name.
Can I give you the other question I was going to go with?
No, let me do my last question, then you can give me your question if we have time. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm still on the plague. So during Shakespeare's time, the plague caused long periods of theaters being closed. We already identified one of them. Okay.
Yep.
How many more long periods were there? And the bonus is, when were they? So,
You got to go to school for that one, Ronnie.
hey, come on, this is trivia, right? I don't want to give you the easy stuff. I'm giving you the trivia. So,
We're talking thesis material here, man.
how many other, besides the one you already mentioned, which was 1602 to 1604, how many other long periods of theater closure were there in London during Shakespeare's lifetime?
I thought we mentioned 92 to 94.
I'm going to go with 1. I'm going to go with 1.
Okay. 1, okay. How many did you say, Tony Brown?
I'm gonna go with 3.
Okay, and Jacob? No looking it up there, Jacob.
I'm not.
All
I
right.
can screen share. I am on Zoom. I'm going to go in the middle with 2.
2. Okay, that gets you 25 points because the answer is 2. So now the score is 75 to 50. And if you can get the bonus is, what years did they take place?
Okay.
This is
So
because you've
I
been
gotta
reading
think
Hamnet.
through like when
No,
they.
it has nothing to- I didn't even get up to Hamnet. No, this is from a book called The Shakespeare Miscellany.
I don't understand the question. What year did what take
There were
place? Because,
two. Jacob correctly identified there were 2 other
Okay.
times when theaters were closed for a long period of time, usually at least 2 years. What were those 2 time periods?
I'm going to go 1606 and 1610.
Okay. And
okay, I'll go.
Pick different years, Tony.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
no coaching, no coaching.
I'm gonna go 1603 to 1605.
All right. Okay, and Jacob?
All right, so I'm going to choose the ones where I can't immediately think of a play that was performed in this time. I'm going 1600 to 1602 and 1608 to 1610.
Jeez. Well, I'm going to have to give you 2 half credits.
Yay!
2 half credits. Simon gets a half credit for his he said 1610, so that's one of the 2 years. It was 1609 to 1610. So you get a half credit for that. And I give Jacob a half credit for his second answer also, because that included one of the years. So it's all tied up. This is it.
So what was the other time period?
The 2 time periods are 1603 to 1604. Okay. And 1609 to 1610. But all of them were 2-year periods. 3 times they were closed during his lifetime, those 6 years. We couldn't do any plays, but he did write a lot of sonnets, 154. So Simon, let's do one from your head, not from the book. I'll do one from my head. You do one from your head. Go ahead. This is the final answer. You guys all have to agree on one answer, and this will break the tie. We have to agree on one answer.
Give me a second here. All right.
Massage the cranium.
I got one.
Okay.
Which planets, moons, were named after Shakespeare's characters? Which planets, moons were named after Shakespeare's characters?
Oh.
Jupiter?
Yeah, I would guess either Jupiter or Saturn. So do you guys have any input? Because we have to come up with one answer.
I feel like Jupiter.
It's like
Jupiter had a lot of moons. Saturn had a lot of moons, and he had a lot of plays. So it could be either one of those. I guess it could also be Mars, because Mars was part of it, but that doesn't have that many moons.
Yeah.
And neither does Venus. Jupiter or Saturn. What do you say, Anne? What do you think?
I think Jupiter.
Jupiter. Okay, we're gonna go with Jupiter.
The answer is Uranus.
Oh,
Really? Jupiter, do you know what
I
Jupiter's
think you
moons
just
are
wanted
named
to
after?
say Uranus. It's not. That wasn't even a planet back in Shakespeare's day. They did not discover Uranus until the 19th century.
That's when they started naming the moons too.
Oh, please.
Fine.
Ooh.
You
Okay.
had, Ronnie,
That's
you
okay.
know
That's
me.
okay. That's
If you
okay.
know me at all, you had to know that had to be an option.
We tried to be classy. We tried to, you know.
And that was the first thing that came into
Uranus.
my mind. And then I said, no, I shouldn't say that. All right.
The moons
So,
of Jupiter
okay,
are
here you
actually
go. You ready?
lovely.
All right.
One more question. This is for the whole kit and caboodle if you get it. You have to agree on one answer. All right? One answer. See, I can't give any easy ones because I know Tony and Simon can get the really easy ones, and Jacob's got this knowledge that I don't even know about. So asking questions
That's why we're a team, you see.
All right, well, you're a good team, let me tell you.
We got the young blood.
You are the young bloods. All right. In what year?
Oh God.
The thing is, I don't know the answer to this, so this I'm gonna have to look up. But I don't. That's okay because I'm not answering the question. I'm only asking.
So any answer is correct.
No, when I look it up, we'll see what the answer is. So, in what year? The exact year. No ranges. You have to tell me the exact year. One answer among the team without looking it up. In what year did Shakespeare leave Stratford-upon-Avon and go to London?
Ooh. Ooh.
In what year?
I can tell you why he left.
No,
I
no, I don't need that. I need
got
what year. You guys have to agree. You have to agree on one answer. In what year did he leave Stratford-upon-Avon and go to London?
I got 1612.
No. That's
No.
right Tony, that's right at the end of his career. I'm thinking more like 1586.
I was gonna say I believe it's 1580s, but I've got to logic my way through this.
Yeah, you got to remember, Tony.
Oh,
Shakespeare died.
Shakespeare died in 1616.
He died in 1616.
Yep.
So I'm
Born-
thinking
Right?
and he left because he was going to be arrested on a poaching charge. So it was kind of early on. I'm thinking like 1584, 1580, somewhere in the.
Got to come
early-
up with one answer, gentlemen.
What you got, Jacob?
All
I
right. I remember also hearing some story about a distant relative of Shakespeare's living in London at the time had been beheaded for involvement in an insurrection, and that Shakespeare likely saw their head on a post while riding into London for the first time.
Yeah,
And so
that's
that's
part of the Catholic connection,
Yeah.
but that doesn't give you
That is absolutely true. But the reason he fled was the poaching incident, and
what year?
I was just trying to think when that insurrection would have happened.
Here we go.
So
And
I'm going to throw out 1584. I'm throwing out 1584.
I'm down.
1584. What do you say, Tony?
I'm down with
Okay,
Simon.
1584. Jacob, you agree with 1584?
I'll go with that.
You had a big range. If you had gotten in the range, you would have been right, because there is no precise answer. Somewhere between 1587 and 1592. They have no record.
Oh, you know what? My first
You had
answer.
5 years to pick from, and you picked outside the 5 years. So it's a tie.
Well, got to remember, my
Everybody-
first guess, Ronnie.
Everybody wins. You all get Gannons. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
That's the perfect outcome.
You all get
I got to
two
say, though, my
tokens
first
again.
guess was 1586.
Well,
Remember?
first guess, but you didn't. You had one guess for the team. I'm sorry.
No,
It's
I get it. I get it.
appropriate after 16 weeks of doing this that it should end in a tie.
And me and Ann get the Gannon from Sam Tamboro.
Oh God. All right. So that's it. That's our show for today. I hope you had a good time. We had a good time. And,
Yeah, we did.
Despite all our troubles with the last show, it's an entertaining show, and that's what this is supposed to be, entertainment. So we're good with that. Thank you, Cara. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Simon. And thank you, Maggie, who lost power. That's why she was unable to continue.
Yeah, the storm's coming over.
Yeah, she lost power, so she was totally out. And
Ronnie, I'm going to donate my Gannons to you guys locally in Syracuse, since I'm not going to be able to be there to get them.
All right, so we'll divide them up. That's fine. We'll divide them up. So next time I see you guys, I'll carry Gannon's tokens with me, and you'll get them.
All right.
All right. So everybody, have a great day. Thank you so much for
everybody. Enjoy the rest of your summer.
Yep, and have a great. What do we got? 3 weeks left. 3.5 weeks.
No. The summer is not determined by a date. It's determined by the weather. But let me.
Okay. Well, you're romantic. Science tells me that summer ends on September 21st.
Yeah. Science is bollocks when it comes to the weather.
Okay. On that note.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
This has been really great.
Thank you, Cara.
And keep in touch. Keep in touch with me, Ann.